Hey, YouTube, this is the Purple One. I've had a lot of people email me with Dave, what are you going to do if Texas and the federal government gets into it and it goes kinetic, it goes hot? Um, so I'm just going to make a video so I don't have to keep addressing that to a bunch of individuals. But I appreciate the comment and not putting your emails down. But what am I going to do? I'm going to stay in South Carolina. I'm not going to go to Texas. There's no point. This is my community. Um, First of all, I wouldn't know who to hook up with. Plus, as soon as it goes kinetic, um, there's going to be other things that patriots can do in their own area, own state. And in no time during this video am I telling you to commit a crime, be violent, not at all. So what am I going to do? Well, as a prepper, I'm hopefully at a level of preparedness so I don't have to do too much. But, there'll be a few things I do here. If the power stays on and everything's kosher in my area, this is what I'm personally going to do. And I know a few friends will join me. I don't have a Texas flag, but I already went and saw what my wife has for material, and she has a lot of the colors that I need. Hardest thing would be, I think, cutting out the star, but my wife is very talented, artistic, and she could knock out a bunch of those and sew them up in no time. So I'm going to have her sew me up a couple small Texas flags in solidarity with Texas. So I would personally go, and I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to go, but in my area, there's some federal courthouses, there's some federal buildings, there's some federal areas. I would go and protest there. Peaceful protest, make myself be seen, and that'll do a few things. That's going to encourage people locally that, hey, that guy's standing up for Texas, that guy's standing up for the Constitution. So hopefully, that would grow. Also want to tell the federal government, we're watching you. We're here. We're watching you. It will also tie up some of their resources. If you had 10,000 locations with people outside it, it is definitely going to tie them up. Now, I'm not saying take your guns. No, I'm saying go there and peacefully protest. Watch them. That will drive them crazy because they don't have enough law enforcement. They don't have enough anything to counter that. So they would have to pick and choose what buildings are they going to send people to. It's to encourage people to. It's to encourage the guys in Texas. So, some guys might say, I'm just going to stay home. And I could do that, but that's not encouraging anyone. I want to encourage Texas. I want to encourage people in this local area to say, hey, he's standing up. Maybe that will give them the courage to stand up. So just peaceful protesting, being there, definitely with the South Carolina flag, definitely with the Texas flag. So in a nutshell, that's what I would do. Even if I had a more specific plan, I definitely wouldn't put it out over YouTube. But any of my plans are peaceful. Violence is not the answer unless it's definitely in self-defense at the current place we are. So praying it won't go kinetic. I don't know where the federal government would get some troops, because there's a lot of people in the military that would say, heck no, I'm not doing that. Some of them will say, hey, my governor is supporting the state of Texas. My family is supporting Texas. So Biden has to be very careful. Biden can't try to overreact and then realize that the king has no clothes on, because that's what would happen. He would realize, he would have some of the FBI, he would have some federal law enforcement, but that's peanuts compared to the patriots and just Americans that are out there. They're realizing, hey, my community is suffering because of the illegal immigration that is flowing through the borders. I can tell you stories that people have told me. There's a guy not far from here, and this was a few years ago, a legal immigrant driving without a license, without insurance, without anything, smashed into his parents and killed both of them. This was local here. This was a few years ago. So there's a lot of people that are suffering from people coming across the border illegally. Americans are the most kind, considerate people. We literally will give our shirts off the back to help people. But there are some people helping that we need to boycott. If you're a member of the Catholic Church, the Catholic charities are aiding and abetting this treason. I'm sorry to tell you that. Now, you probably realize that. They're actively helping. Also, the Red Cross actively helping bring in people. These organizations wouldn't have to do what they're doing if the federal government said, hey, we got a border. If you want to come in, you're going to apply. You're going to fill out the paperwork. If everything's correct on the paperwork, we'll bring you in. Then we'll give you a court date. And we'll try to sort this out because this is America. So that's what I'm going to do. You need to figure out in your head, what are you going to do if it goes kinetic? And not just, some bravo hoo talk. Some what is the plan? What am I going to do? People are also saying, these states support the governor. Those are the state governors. But remember, inside the United States, it's such a mix. I'm in a very conservative area. I mean, unbelievable. I actually know of people not far from here that are diehard liberals to the point of putting in their yard. They live in a little subdivision, so the sign is not seen a lot. Black Lives Matters. They're very, very, very liberal, and they support organizations like that. And they live in my area. Now, they're definitely a minority. But there's a lot of states that have Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives. That is going to be a problem. That is why we need this resolved peacefully, because a civil war is the ugliest thing you can see, because you won't know who to trust, what to do. It'll be total chaos. So that is why the governors of even the Democratic states need to get together with the Republicans and say, yes, the government is too big. The government's overstretching. Now, some of these Democratic governors will not do it because they love big daddy, big government, because they get money thrown down from them. So they're not going to support the Constitution. As you can see clearly with sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, they want the flow of people in here because that's going to alter a few things. It will alter our demographics. It will alter our voting, the way things are voted on, who's going to win. And it really is the future of our country. So to sum it up, I got a few things here that I will do. And then I'm just going to go to an area where the federal government will see me peacefully protesting against what they're doing. It will do a few things: encourage others. It will make the federal government scratch their head, their law enforcement, say, oh, what are all these people doing in all these areas all over the country? And it will support the state of Texas. So that's the immediate plan. After it really goes kinetic, your best plan in life, and that's militarily, you might have the best plan, the best op order. You've thought of it all. But as soon as the first shot is fired, 90% of the time, you're improvising, and you're going back to what? You're going back to the commander's intent of this mission. And that's important. So what is the intent of what Texas is doing? They're trying to tell the federal government, you're not protecting us. You should. We're going to have to step in, protect our people. And in so doing, protecting Texas people, you are protecting all of us. And I am truly appreciative of that. Thanks for watching.